be here. And it is 10 o'clock. We're on time. Hi, Candace. Thank you for
Hi,
joining.
Fred. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Very well, very well.
Well,
Excited.
first of all, we're on two different continents. Where I am is -10 right now, and it's white everywhere. And the thought just came last minute. I should have had a picture and shown that. I'll do that next time we are live.
And where I am, it's really warm. It's at the coast. The sun is shining. It's amazing.
You all can probably see that with our dress ups and so forth, right? Now, would love to know where you all from joining us today. Let us know how your environment is outside. Now, I know, Candice, you love snow. If that's true, or am I confusing with Michaela?
I do love the snow. I love the snow and the sand and the sea, but we don't get that as much in South Africa, where I am generally based. So I think I like the idea of snow. I'm not sure if I like the practicality of it.
I like the perfect when it's like +2, +3. You can just wear, some cozy sweaters, and then go for a nice walk. But -10 and below, that's not my thing.
That's taking the mickey a bit.
I don't know if
Hello,
I say
Eric.
Hi, Eric. Where are you from? And I'm actually in Ottawa, Canada. So you probably guessed it, somewhere up north.
Hi, Joel. In North Carolina, 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hi,
That's the
Jared.
perfect
Temperatures.
we're excited to talk about our topic today. This is a topic that we're very, very, very passionate about. So I believe it's going to be an exciting webinar today. We're just going to wait a few more minutes, let everyone tune in, and then we're going to get started right away.
Nice. Hi, Karen. Jessica, hello, from Georgia. Lynn from Toronto. A serious cold.
That's not too far from me. If you drive moderately, 4 hours. But perhaps not in this weather.
Hello. In Quebec as well. We've got some South Carolina cold as well. It's just me living large here in the sunshine.
Excellent.
Tell us a bit about yourselves. What do you guys do? We want to hear from you. I'm going to call you each out by name.
Yes. Now everyone's probably really excited about this season, and we want to thank you for making this time and joining us.
Nice. Oh, retired. That's my dream career.
Right.
Nice.
And
Retired
just
plant
joining
worker.
webinars in the mornings.
Yeah. Registered nurse. Chief Marketing Officer with Book Side Hustle now. I love it, Joel. I love it. Some teachers as well. That's great.
We have an amazing panel, and as well as our participants. I think this is going to be exciting. Looking forward to great questions. And as we conduct our webinar, please feel free to leave your questions in the comments, and we'll get to them. Absolutely. One more minute and we'll get started.
Yes. Oh, Jessica, you got some children's books in the works as well. Very nice. And a freelance editor
We
in our back office.
love children's book. Now, we had an amazing children's book webinar, and we'll probably share a link in the comment later on. If you have missed it, it would be a great opportunity to catch it. Amazing. And I guess we can almost get started.
Yes. Hello, Christine in Houston.
We're excited. We have guests from all over the continents. So a little bit about myself. You all probably know Candace a little bit more than myself. With the Arban Writers, it's been a little bit less than a year, but I feel I belong here. The team is amazing, and they welcomed me, helped me integrate, not within weeks. I felt like I was a part of the Arban Writers in days, if not in the first day. Now, about myself, I've almost been in marketing a little bit more than a decade and a half, and that probably shows how old I am. It's my passion, and my emphasis in marketing was mostly at the intersection of performance marketing and branding marketing, and eventually, as AI became a big thing, I couldn't help but to uh, get into it. And in the last couple of years, I worked with a lot of AI infused marketing, automation techniques, a lot of scalable stuff. So that's me, Candace.
And I've been in business development mostly my entire career. So switching between sales, marketing, helping companies start up from startups into fully fledged companies as well. Cross-Atlantic, cross-continent marketing. I've worked in various places around the world. And where I've specialized is in the go-to-market strategies and things like that.
Amazing.
And with the Urban Writers, I've been here for just over 3 years in the sales and marketing side, helping the business grow.
Excellent. Excellent. And I learned so much from you, Candace, over the last 8, 9 months. So thank you for everything. Today, we are going to cover, of course, start with a little bit about the Arban Writers, who we are, and then we're going to look at some of the amazing stuff that I guess you're all waiting for, which is Amazon listing optimization. That's going to be pretty intense. The next is holiday themed content, and we're going to go through some tips and tricks that you can right out of the box start using and get your book sales boosted. Promotional ideas as well. A couple of things you probably already know about Amazon KDP, what you can do, what you cannot do, but keeping those in mind, we're going to equip you with certain techniques of content in promotions, both on KDP and externally, that you can activate. All right. The Arban Writers that you already all know of, we founded in 2018, and only in a few years, we have grown to have 20,000 satisfied customers. And that is significant. And I started with that versus my left. We have, because this is an achievement. Our creative minds, we have over 5,000 in our platform contributing every day, reaching to 1 billion written words on our platform. And we are celebrating it now. And you are the reason for it. So thank you so much. As we grow, we are also launching and expanding tools, platforms to streamline, to facilitate, to augment your publishing journey. You may have heard of our recent launch Deeply Create. It's a revolutionary AI-assisted platform for self-publishers to ideate, to collaborate, to create things that I do certain things that I find I couldn't have done without it. It brings the best out of me. Let's put it that way. But we'll go through that. I'm passionate about it, so I get kind of pulled into it. Amazon listing optimization. I kind of jumped over the agenda for the other elements as we're going to go over it. For listing title, subtitle, descriptions, and keywords, we're not going to touch so much on the back-end KDP keywords as we suggest that you do not change them as often. Those are topically, closely, tightly relevant to the nucleus of your book, and they should be somewhat consistent throughout the time, unless otherwise your search analysis, your research shows that you have other keywords that have more weight or trust weight or competitiveness and so forth that you want to add in the back end keywords. You can use certain tools like I believe Helium, and there are many other tools to find actually those competitive keyword benefit analysis, find quantitative metrics to actually find which keywords should go higher and lower. But that's not today's topic. Our suggestion would be that stay away from that for this purpose, and let's concentrate on your listing title, descriptions, and so forth. Those you are not restricted to how often you can change, but for your own business objectives, you should have a strategy how often you change them, because it does take certain time to get indexed, certain time, a little bit of time to get approved once you make changes, and so forth. For your listing title, my suggestion is add anything relevant to holiday. And we're going to go through some examples, as a matter of fact. But you could actually, you could think from the customer's perspective and think, who are my segments? Are they last-minute buyers? Are they thinking about buying gifts for someone else now? What are their mindset during holiday times? And you could add this before and after your listing titles. For descriptions, this is where I think you should really go all out in terms of your creative writing, presenting your book in a way that kind of brings this implicit with a little bit of explicit signals of holiday keywords. You don't want to keyword stuff with holiday and completely change everything in your listing, but you want to bring out certain things that tells users to take certain actions, get them ready for things such as great for gifts during holidays in the description. Indicate to them that this is actually a right thing to do for them during this time. Again, we're going to go through some examples and so forth. And should you be interested, also, we are going to share a list of checklist with certain examples that you can use in your titles, descriptions, and keywords, and so forth. But Candace, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think a good idea is to always have it subtle but searchable. So that's how I think about it. If you're a client, you're not going to be searching the same way as necessarily how we would type it in ourselves as people who are promoting items. So you've got to always keep that in mind. Somebody doesn't want to, if you're going to be putting the word Christmas at every single place you can, you're going to get lost in the world of Christmas. But if you're saying festive season, holiday season, if you try other different wording, you're more likely to catch a wider audience, specifically when you're marketing in certain seasons.
And remember that we don't have it mentioned here, but your book covers. that also can be changed seasonally, right? And this is a great time to refresh your book cover. Click-through rate is a very important rate to improve your overall discovery of your listing. And during this time, this is your great opportunity to actually have something very relevant to the season and improve your click-through rate. And that will actually contribute to the overall discovery for the remainder of the time for as and certainly it's a great opportunity to boost it right now. And depending on your audience, if you have a romance book that's on your listing, make sure that you converge those contexts visually, both holiday, romance, and we all know that we visually react much more than anything else. So don't forget that, absolutely. But of course, have relevancy. If it's a nonfiction book talking about chemistry, and then you have a book cover of holiday that's really emphasized on holidays, it probably not
missing the mark a little bit.
right. So be creative to infuse the context. See how you can come up with the best. Yeah. Am I jumping too fast? Let me know, Candace. Our participants as well. We can let us know. We can always go back and forth. Holiday themed content. This is where your creativity would be really important. We think that there's so much opportunity both on your KDP and externally that you can amplify. Remember again that your trust signal to your KDP page is also dependent on what are the signals coming from external sites to your KDP listing page. Are people coming from social pages? Are people coming from blog sites? Are people coming from other reliable websites and so forth? So this is the time you can actually understand what your audience's intent, create relevant content tied with your promotional initiatives and so forth, and put it in front of them. But often what we hear from our customers is this mind block that, I have an analytics book, for example, let's say. How do I tie that for holidays?
How
I'm
to make it
teaching
exciting
people,
for the holidays.
and we find that there are always ways that you can message, you can craft messages that help people visualize, understand how in their use case, in their environment, it would be more fitting for them. And once you can convey that, I think there's better chances of selling your books during this time. And Candice, what do you think? Should we share a screen and show them how we can create some content that could be relevant for holidays on our KDP listing, as well as maybe an email campaign or a blog post. So I'll unshare for a sec, and there we go.
While we're sharing this, I just want you guys to drop into the chat if there's any special things that you do at the moment, or if there's something specific that you're struggling with, so that we can look to bring you content that can assist you with those specific things. So this webinar is specifically around trying to do some go-to-market for during the holiday season and how to capitalize on that, so how to take your existing content, no matter what it is and in what genre, and elevate it into a place that it can be seen during the holiday season. So just doing some subtle changes to some wording will really help with that, like Ferd was saying earlier. But if there's anything that you guys are doing or struggling to achieve, let us know, and then we can to try and see how much we can assist you with that. So Ferd, with this, this was an example that Ferd put together. I don't know if you want to explain a little bit about it so long, and then we can just move into showing how to adjust the content. I don't know if everyone is familiar, but this is the back end of Dibbly Create. So if you go into Dibbly Create documents, this is what you'll see. If you've been working with the Arban Writers for a while, you'll have seen we've changed over to this as a processing tool in the background, where you can have assistance from AI as well as your writers work within here, depending on how you toggle your approvals. So if I just want to explain what you've got going on here first.
So I'll just explain the process, what I did. I went to Amazon, found an analytics book, a book on analytics, and I just thought right at the start of my journey, analytics books combining with holiday, how can I promote that? That could be difficult to come up with content that could resonate with my audience. So this is what I did. I went to Amazon, found any random book, and copied, pasted listing content. Brought it here. You could actually have a better process with this tool. You could actually research right on this tool, and it'll actually generate even better information about that book with competitive metrics and so forth. But simplified my process, let's say, copy, paste, and then I can highlight it in this document right here, and I can ask my AI assistant, Kit, to create content with my specific objective. In this case, I want to promote my analytics book. And for our use case, let's try creating a listing title that would be relevant for our holiday season. Maybe too small, but as you can see, what we are typing is based on the above. Please suggest a relevant KDP or whatever as I'm typing, as you see, for the holiday, and let's see what it comes up with. Candace, you have to highlight the text, I believe. There you go. And we can actually prompt to have it created a few more and then see which one you like. Let's edit a little bit, infuse our own creativity, and boom, you will have a nice title to ideate with, elaborate from here and so forth. If we do the same with description, we'll get a beautiful description. Let's see.
You just ask Kip again. I'm just typing based on the above.
There's so many ways to using this application, Candace. You just taught me a new way, which is I don't even have to highlight. It understands context below and above. That's amazing.
Oh, I just deleted it by accident. I'm sorry. Just asking it to rewrite the description that was at the top, to just infuse it with a little bit of holiday information, right? So it will take your same...
Yeah, get into the festive spirit with our holiday themed experience. Celebrate the joy and magic of the holiday season, from Christmas to early days in the year. Immerse yourself in a winter wonderful filled twinkling lights. Yeah, I think we have to highlight it, Candace.
At the top, yeah.
Right, and then you have to keep it highlighted, and then you have to go to scroll up and find it, and then keep. Right, now scroll up a little bit.
I'm scrolled up as far as I can go.
And click keep right now. Perfect. Now put your prompt here. And voila. It was fascinating how previously it didn't have any context and gave us some romance and holiday context. But here we go. It gives you a suggestion that you can actually accept. You can edit. You can see what is the suggestion versus what is, it's keeping as original version. It's really an assistant to give you a very good kickstart. And then you can take it to the next level from here. And then you can keep doing this until you're happy. But we believe that this could augment your journey significantly. Same thing. If we actually do the same thing now, Candace, highlighting a little bit and do an email copy, you'll see actually we'll do an email copy. And again, what we have to be aware that this is an assistive intelligence. Sometimes you'll see that it is doing very obvious repetition. If you ask it to do a holiday theme, it'll probably mention a little bit more than you'd expect it to, or you'd want to, and that's where the infusion of us, our creativity and human AI collaboration would be awesome.
So I use KIP in a different way. I don't always do the highlighting. I usually use the based on the above.
Right.
That's how I generally use it. So then it sort of grabs all the information above it, because I don't like working in the section where keeps its original text, changes and comes back, but that's just personal choice. There's a couple of different ways and places that you can use KIP within Create. So just also for your preference.
This is gorgeous. I love, actually, I prefer your way. I'll give this a try.
I'm going to do it like this. So for me, this way just works a little bit better.
Absolutely. That's gorgeous.
Then obviously, like Word said, you can go in and you can change it and edit it the way that you feel comfortable and just put in more options and refine it the way that you want to. So it is an AI assistive tool that can help you get to where you need to be much quicker than having to think about all of this and type it out. It can take your context and convert it into something that's simplistic and legible and easy for you to then get out quicker to market.
100%. Awesome. Now we can keep going on with this, and once you get hooked with this, it's pretty easy to get addicted to this. But it helps you do so much more. All right, now let's go to our next topic.
I'm just going to unshare.
Now, what kind of promotions can you really think of, can you really use during this time? Gift cards. Promoting gift cards is a great choice. And we like this a lot because you can actually use the theme of the gift cards before and after, early enough, last minute deals, and once the holiday goes, near the end, because now you have some of your readers who have received their e-readers, who have received their gift cards. Now you need them to redeem their gift cards to get all these books. And of course, early enough, you are promoting to your audiences to buy gift cards for your friends, for their friends and families. So there's this whole journey you can actually create around the theme of the gift card, and schedule them early enough so you don't have to worry about it while you're enjoying during your holidays. So that's a great campaign, we think. The other idea is bundles. If you have multiple books, or even if you have books, or even let's say other different products, this is a great time to bundle things. In the past, we have also seen different authors. They are partnering up together, writing different blogs together, and even actually cross-bundling books from different authors. And bringing in people, and that's actually you are tapping into another author's audience, and that's a win-win situation. You can create content, you can create bundles, lots of good stuff there. Audiobooks. We know this is a great time for audiobooks. We see great trends around audiobooks, and again, audiobooks is a great gift for our families, friends who are proudly celebrating Christmas or holidays. And a lot of us, I find, they listen to audiobooks during this time. They actually contemplate. So nonfiction book, if you have this, you can actually infuse a lot of great messaging with holiday. Try our kit, see what kind of ideas you can generate. Audiobooks combining holiday and other ideas. Try it, and I think there's some great stuff you can come up with.
A lot of people, sorry to interrupt you, Ferd. There was research done, and I will try and see if I can get the link to drop into the comments on the YouTube video. But most people, I think the statistic was something like 70% of US readers also use audiobooks as well. So they would buy the same book and an audiobook so that they can either read it when they're busy and they want to sit down and read it on their e-readers, or if they're out and about, they can just listen to it where they left off. So a lot of people do that, and obviously with commuters, people are getting around, people are traveling around a lot, doing across the world trips. So they'll be listening and reading while they're traveling.
And good opportunity for audience segmentation as well. You have your audience, who bought your book, but not the audiobook. So you can actually map the journey that, hey, 10 days after that, I could actually promote audiobook. And then your messaging could be more personalized because their previous interaction. You can say why this would be a great time to get this and why. Yeah, absolutely.
And even for a follow-up book as well. If you have a couple and someone has bought an ebook from you, you can, like Bert said, in a couple of days' time, let them know, oh, you like that book? Why don't you try listening to part 2 as my audiobook? And they can purchase from there. They're just a different option.
Absolutely. Hosting virtual events, just like this one, you have your readers, you have your audience that you have earned. It's very easy to organize, send out the invites using tools that are available to you. Live streams, you can actually do singular channel live stream without even any third-party software. But if you want to, for example, like us, we actually stream in multiple channels at once, and it makes your manageability a little bit more. There are free versions of these tools that you can use. The one that we use particularly is called Restream. Very, very easy to manage. You send out an email campaign, you invite them, and you talk to them. And online, these virtual platforms have become more and more norm and accepted. And we have seen amazing results for our customers who have been hosting virtual events to augment the enhancement, the engagement, bringing your readers closer. Even outside of your holidays, we suggest that you have virtual events to keep a two-way communication from you can learn so much from your readers that you won't be able to learn necessarily from the reviews and so forth, because you're really in a real-time communication mode. So much unknown can happen in terms of insights. Candace, are you there? Yes. No? We can't hear you. Oh, sorry for that. Candice may have to refresh her screen, but we lost her audio for a bit. While she comes back, let me see if I can go through the question list here. Technology always could be a little bit of, especially when it's real time. And when this does happen in your virtual events, I guess nothing to worry about. Refresh, come back.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, welcome back, Candace.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened
Well,
there.
a real-time example for virtual events, right? Sometimes this happen, and you have to accept it. All right, so Candace, we're moving to our next topic, which is what's next. Our next
Perfect.
webinar. It is happening. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're hosting a webinar on the 14th of December at 10 a.m. If you're interested, it's sort of a preparation in terms for next year. So what's going to be hot trending for 2024, specifically with nonfiction genres, because in what we've noticed in the trends is just around the end of December and obviously into the new year up until about the middle of February, these sort of topics explode on the market. That's a time of year when people are trying to change their habits, they're trying to get fit, they're trying to do new diets, take on additional income streams. The term fire your boss gets thrown around quite a bit because you've been on holiday and now you want to have something that can like prepare you for the year ahead. So we're going to delve into what are the top best-selling nonfiction, why to pick nonfiction books, so the metrics behind that, what content makes up the great nonfiction book. So how do you follow along basically like a plan and a path to make sure that you get a great nonfiction book? What tips and challenges that we have seen in the markets that can help you so that you don't have to go through and make them yourself. We can learn from other people. And then we'll obviously go through what's next during that time, how to upload your order if you need to with us, and then a Q&A session as well, similar to how we're doing today.
So looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we take a few questions. Let's see, let me go through it. How often can I change my profile? So I believe we're talking about the KDP listing page. When it comes to the KDP listing title, I would suggest have a strategy. Have a strategy that, hey, I would do it seasonally, and some of these other occasions, this would be important. Have a calendar and make a list of things that you think that would be relevant for you, for yourself, for your book. But we certainly have seen great trends in terms of seasonal trends. When authors make that switch, that shift, we see great trends. Now we have to be aware that it could take up to 72 hours sometimes to reflect those changes. So be aware of that. And that's why the calendar would help a lot.
Definitely.
Okay. A similar question. Let us dive into it though. When is a good time to change my holiday theme promotions? I would say If you're like me, you're probably having many different micro promotions, right? Not just one promotion. So you probably want to start very early December with messages for those early buyers who plan their next year ahead almost, and then you want to gradually go. For example, near the Christmas Eve, you want to say, hey, last minute, this is really great. You can deliver it right now, right? It's digital, this, that.
Yeah.
So you want to catch those who are looking to buy very last minute but you want to have your content ready so that you can plug it in. You don't have to ideate at last minute and so forth. Post Christmas, again, I think on Christmas night, you want to do a little bit early so that you can catch the rush time.
Yeah.
So it really depends on where you are in the holiday and what objective we are trying to achieve.
And then also following it up after the holiday season with you might have missed out, but here's something else exciting, so have that already pre-prepared for people who haven't purchased during the holiday because they were busy or something else came up. So it's nice to have like a before, a middle during the actual sale or during your promotion, and then a little afterwards to just loop them back in.
And Candace, for example, for content, holiday themed content, for example, let's say if I'm actually partnering with another author and we are actually collaborating blog posts together, let's say on LinkedIn, we're writing an article together, and where we'd be cross promoting our books and so forth to our KDP pages. Those I would suggest a little bit earlier, right? Maybe I can say, hey, these are the 5 books to read during holidays. You want them to be indexed early enough, not last minute. So it's okay to launch those late November, for example. So yes, depending on channel, depending on strategy, but always think of relevancy and time and channel. So anything that has search engine discovery objective, do it a little bit earlier. Email campaign, very timely.
Yeah.
You want to catch them right when they're thinking of it.
There's another question here. Is it worth it to do paid ads?
Absolutely. More importantly, in the earlier stage of your journey on KDP, you want to bring as much traffic as possible, of course, relevant, qualified traffic that yields ROI. But the reason you want to bring them paid, maybe at cost, maybe even more than at cost, because you want to build that clout, the reliability, your search engine optimization as well, your external discovery. Google takes some signal in terms of how many people are visiting that page. So we have noticed now Google never, and other search engines would never admit to this, but we have seen that it facilitates the indexation. It accelerates that. Now, of course, there are so many other reasons: the reviews, these, that, and so earlier in the stage, we would suggest yes, paid ads both on KDP as well as on Google and Facebook will help you build that cloud that you need, your reliability score and so forth. Yes.
Awesome. Sorry, I dropped out there again.
Welcome back.
Apologies. Let's have a look in the chat if there's anything else that I'm just going to also drop in here. If you guys want to try out the WCreate, I'm going to leave a link for you. So that way you can, if you haven't tried it yet, you can give it a try.
Awesome. Yes, I strongly suggest you to, and let us know your feedback. We'll ask you next time you're live. What do you think of it? Yeah. Now, for the other, do you have any more questions, Candace?
I don't see
awesome.
any on here, but that could be because my system rebooted.
It's a little slow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll always take on more questions. We'll continue responding them in the comments. So please feel free to leave your questions. We'll keep an eye And of course, we'll get back to you. And we'll always do more series on how to get your book out there, found, and sold. So stay tuned for our upcoming webinars.
Yeah, and your questions actually help us. They help us decide where the most relevant topics are and what people want to hear from the most. So please don't be shy. Ask all the questions you want to ask so that we can build the content, like Bert's saying, around what is actually relevant for you and what's going to help you get to market simpler.
Well, happy holidays, everyone. We look forward to seeing you next time.
And if you need anything from us, you can just email us at sales@theurbanwriters.com. You can find it on the website as well, and we'll obviously leave it within the chats.
Thank you, everyone.